So a lot of people that is black Americans in particular who would be out there protesting and saying free Palestine. And of course, you know, what's happening over there with Israel and Palestine is definitely something that I don't want to see happen. I don't want to see violence or anyone losing their life on both sides. Just bottom line. I'm a firm believer of peace. I'm a firm believer of that. And I really hope they can work that out. I genuinely feel that way. But in the beginning, I said, before all this got started and people was coming to me about it, oh, what you going to speak about this? I'm like, listen, I do not have the time nor the resources to focus on other groups, because I've learned from my ancestors in this country what happens when you focus on other groups. So I took the approach, not my people, not my problem. That's the approach I took. And I took that based off of the years of fighting for other groups of people, allying with groups of people. And then when they get in good positions, what do? They advocate for their people only, and they give us the proverbial middle finger and also join with white supremacy against us. So after seeing that for so many different times, I said, no, my energy and everything I do is going to be focused on our community, whether it's here in America or globally. Case in point, some of the young people starting to figure that out. Let's roll that.
So y'all are definitely not going to like what I'm about to say. So let me start with this. I hope that a ceasefire happens. I hate seeing innocent people harmed and losing their life, especially children. I'm a mom. I don't want to see that with anybody. So I do hope that a ceasefire happens. But now let me tell you, I will never again let a septum-wearing black person convince me to advocate for another group that's outside of my race. Never again. I call this never again will I let y'all convince me to do this again, because you see how the people that turn around and decide that they're anti-black, and they're not deciding, they've been anti-black. How many times do y'all need to learn? How many times do y'all need to understand that it is always us? It's always us alone. Nobody likes us. They use us for what they need, and then they go about their business. I wish those people the best. I hope that they get the ceasefire that they need. I want everybody to have their peace, but don't ask me ever again to advocate or boycott for anybody that is outside of my race. Don't ever do it again, because do you see how ignorant that they are towards us? Do you see how they treat us? They want us to not only be the sole advocates for them, but they want us to sway an entire election that can also affect our well-being here in our own country. And they want to be able to place the blame on us.
Yeah, they're starting to get this wake-up call because some of them same so-called Palestinian people have been anti-black to them on TikTok. And they getting that wake-up call. That's why I started off saying that. Man, look, all these other groups, they can advocate for themselves. They don't need us. Leave us alone. If we want to advocate and take our energy for something, and we're going to be out there protesting, let it be for black Americans. If I'm going to protest for something outside of America, let me talk about the Congo. Let me talk about that. If it's not the Congo or any other conflict going on, especially with black people in Sudan and all that, if we're not talking about issues like that outside of America, then I am good. Because we got way too many issues and problems with black folks here and throughout the earth that we should be focusing our attention on. And we're going to focus our attention outside of America. It's just that simple. All these other groups got news outlets. They have all kind of things at their disposal. We don't have much resources at all. And the little resources we have, we're going to take away from our resource and give it somewhere else. And then what the payment you get in return? They being anti-black? No. And that little young sister and many of them find out the hard way about how these people feel about you. That's why I said in the beginning, not my people, not my problem. I'm not speaking on nothing. I'm staying in my black business. That's exactly where I'm staying at. I'm not getting involved in nobody else's issue until they come into our community with something. Now, if they're in our community with something, I'll talk about it. But I am not getting involved in nobody's issues and problems. And both sides of that conflict wanted black Americans to say something. I'm proud of the majority of black Americans. You stayed out of it and said, hey, man, I hope y'all work that out. You know, I want both of y'all to be at peace. That's mostly how black America has responded, because we have seen when we stick our neck out for other groups, they coming down on us, beating us, jailing us, doing all kinds of things to us while them other groups stay in the back kind of watching us going through. No. You got to fight. You get on the front line. You deal with what we dealt with. You deal with the arrest. You deal with the pepper spray. You deal with the rubber bullets. You deal with the dogs. You deal with all of it. You did it. Go ahead. You seen how we did it? Y'all copy our movements anyway, so deal with the suffering of our movements. Because they want us in front taking all of the slings and arrows while they fall back and get the benefit in the end. No. Them days are done. You fight for yourself. And that's just bottom line.